Obviously, I feel tremendous humility about my coverage, that Laura Trump interview, for example, et cetera.
We'll
she saw something that I did not see at the time, 100%. And I own that. I did ask Joe Biden to be transparent about his health records in an interview in 2020. I did ask him about the fact that voters
but then he wasn't.
thought that he was not transparent at all. No.
He promised you that he would be transparent about his health records, and then he wasn't. And when you sat with him again,
at all.
including 1 month after the Jackie Walorski thing, you didn't ask him about it. You didn't follow up on the fact that he was falling up the stairs, that he was losing his train of thought regularly, that he was slurring, that he was incomprehensible, that he was getting lost on the White House lawn. You sat right across from him and you asked none of that, notwithstanding the fact that he had promised you he would be fully transparent about his health issues.
That's true. But I did ask him about his age and the fact that the American people had concluded that even though he said, whenever anybody brought up the subject of his age, watch me. And I said, yes, they're watching you and they are concerned that you were too old for this job.
You know as well as I do that there's a way of, you can say, hey, there's this poll on your age, or you could say, you just forgot that Jackie Walorski was dead. You asked where she was moments after watching a videotape tribute to her. You lowered the flags at the White House.
Look at Jake Tapper. That boy rubbing his head because he getting pounced on by Megyn Kelly.
After watching a videotape tribute to her, you lowered the flags at the White House after she died. This happened 13 days before you sat with him. There is a way of pressing a man like that on the actual infirmities to bring it home to him and to the audience, and you didn't do it.
That's correct. I didn't. And like I said, I feel humility about my coverage. I mean, it's not like I was asking him his favorite movie or his favorite color. We were talking about Putin. We were talking about other issues of national importance. But yeah, I mean, of course, I've said I look back at my coverage with humility. And I wish I did cover the issues of age and acuity, but I wish I had covered them much more. And I wish, I mean, of course, it's May 2025. Do I wish that in that 10, 15-minute interview I had with Biden in October 2022, that this had been the only subject because I had then.
Well, it wasn't just that, though, Jake. It wasn't just that. I mean, you sat with him a couple of times in the course of his presidency, and these issues were not pressed. Well, there was at least that time, and then there was the time at the beginning. And
he's trying his best to get out of these conversations. Look at his face. Look at his face. Look at his face. Look at his face. Oh, my gosh, she's really going hard at me, right? Shout out to my man Orders. He said it broke his heart to have this interview. Look at his face. You caught me in another lie? You caught me in another lie? Jake, fake Tapper, bro. Listen, man. Listen, bro. You trying to make money on a book, big dog. We get it. You go get a bunch of coverage. You chose a good topic because it's the obvious topic that most Republicans and even independents seen with their own very eyes, that the dude was not capable of running the White House. But you were one of the culprits of telling us that we were not seeing the right thing and that he was sharp. And all of a sudden you come out with the book and all of a sudden you just didn't see. So here's my thing, right? And I'm going to get back to this clip. I'm sorry I stopped it. If you're watching it on a replay, I'm going to get back to it. If you can't use common sense to see that Joe Biden was not capable of running the White House and was basically just unfit, I don't trust you as a person. I don't trust your decision-making at all. And number one, I don't trust what you're even saying to me because you couldn't clearly see it and you were interviewing the guy. So that means that you've seen other moments when the camera was off that we didn't. All we get to see as Americans is what is on TV. If you've seen something worse off camera, I don't trust you as a person. You're a liar. And ultimately, to be honest with you, to be quite real, you're an idiot. You are an idiot. It does not take a rocket scientist to figure out that somebody is unfit and that they need some help. Let me get back to the clip. I'm sorry I had to cook like that on y'all, but look at his face.
But separate and apart from that, you covered the Biden's presidency. No. Let me just finish my point. You covered the Biden presidency.
I had one interview with him,
and it was 13 days after the Jackie Walorski thing. But you covered the Biden presidency aggressively throughout the 4 years, and you didn't cover mental acuity hardly at all. I mean, time and time again, when issues came up, you seemed to be running cover for the president. You didn't seem interested. Well, I mean, we'll start with the Laura Trump issue that you referred. Here it is. Woo! This happened in 2020.
Woo!
Joe Biden, as we all know, has worked to overcome a stutter. How do you think it makes little kids with stutters feel when they see you make a comment like that?
First and foremost, I had no idea that Joe Biden ever suffered from a stutter. I think what we see on stage with Joe Biden, Jake, is very clearly a cognitive decline.
Okay.
That's what I'm referring to. It makes me uncomfortable
You have
to
no
watch somebody on stage search for
that's so
questions.
amazing.
You're trying to tell me that what I was suggesting was
I think that you were
stuttering.
How much you want to bet that they was in his ear telling him that, hey, stop her from talking? How much you want to bet they were in his ear saying, hey, you got to stop this?
Mocking his stutter. Yeah, I think you were mocking his stutter, and I think you have absolutely no standing to diagnose somebody's cognitive decline.
And it's very concerning to a lot of people that this could be the leader of the free world.
Okay.
That is all I'm saying. I genuinely feel sorry for Joe Biden.
I appreciate it. I'm sure it was from a place
And then they probably told him to cut her off right there.
of concern. We all believe that. Laura Trump, thank you so much.
Do you want to apologize to Lara Trump now?
I've already apologized to her. I called her months ago.
Oh! Oh, this dude is eating nothing but crow. Or I like to say he ain't eating nothing but butt. He has been saying Trump was right for the last 2.5 weeks. So Laura Trump was right. I got 2 clips on my podcast where he said Trump was right when he ain't admitted Trump was right the entire time he's been on CNN for years. All of a sudden, I called her and I told her I was sorry. Huh? Really? I just can't believe that you were that fooled. Or maybe were you that brainwashed that you couldn't see Joe Biden wasn't fit and ready to be president? You had to be in a cult, as the other people say for the MAGAs. You must be in a cult, because people in cults don't recognize what they're doing until they get out of the cult and they recognize how dumb it was. Or maybe it's just the governmental cult where Republicans believe in their party and Democrats believe in their party and they just go rock with them no matter what. Maybe you were just in that type of cult in the government. But the fact that you couldn't see is concerning to me. Let's continue.
What did she say?
I mean, I don't want to disclose the contents of a private conversation, but I thought the conversation went well. And she has said this publicly, so I feel fine sharing it. She said that she would never mock anybody's stutter. But I mean, after we did the research for this book and I realized how bad his acuity issues were, I called Laura Trump and I said, you were right.
She was totally right. That's the thing, because when I watched that clip, and I'm giving voice to what a lot of people watching the show are feeling, Jake, I feel angry because she was right. And not only did you not allow her to make her comments, but you seemed to try to humiliate her. You had a hostility toward the position, but she was totally right. And then you lectured her on how she was in no position to diagnose cognitive decline, which you guys do at length, including on page 4 of your book. You describe at length his cognitive decline, which is all she tried to do with you. But you had such a visceral reaction to her. And my feeling is that's because you didn't want...
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun.
to hear it.
No, I'm happy to talk about this. I didn't come here thinking that you weren't going to ask me about this. I'm happy to talk to you about it.
No, I know.
The first time I saw the coverage of Laura Trump's comments, which were interpreted as her mocking Joe Biden's stutter, was in January 2020. I read it in conservative media. I read it in the
And before 2020, he wasn't fit either, but okay.
Daily Mail. And that's where I saw that her comments were being interpreted that way. After those comments were publicized, it got a lot of coverage.
I just want you to see his eyes, Ortiz. I just want you to see the lies in the eyes, man.
And Sully Sullenberger wrote an op-ed in the New York Times criticizing her about this. So that's the context for that, that I was following up on a story that had been out there months before. This is also in the context of October 2020, a very intense time. People on the Biden side are saying crazy things about Trump. People on the Trump side are saying crazy things about Biden, including Don Jr. suggesting that Joe Biden is a pedophile. So that is the larger context. But as I said...
Did you read the story about what he was doing with his daughter in the shower? How he was taking showers with her, and she said that she felt that was inappropriate? Hey, listen, man, I got 2 daughters, and I have never taken a shower with my daughters, and I don't plan to. I think it's very weird for me to do that with my daughters. I will give my daughters a shower by themselves. That doesn't give you PDF vibes, maybe? Come on now. I gotta maybe I'll ask that question because I don't know many men that say, yeah, I gotta take a shower with my daughter. Like, maybe they'll do it with their son, but I don't know of anybody. Oh yeah, she was 11 years old. Yeah, no, that's just disgusting to me. But I guess Jake Tapper would have to do a little bit more research before that he can, so he can act dumb again. And then when he comes up with this, obvious information, he can spew it to us as if we didn't know again. I'm not saying he is, but I'm saying, if it sound like a duck, quack like a duck, and move like a duck, it sure ain't no snake. I'm just saying. Last part, and I'm off this.
Her comments have aged well. My comments have aged poorly. I own that. But I think what is significant is, in addition to me owning that,
CG says, I have documents from Ashley Biden diary from the court. It is more than Joe.
Reporting that Alex and I have done, which is beyond just, and when I say just, I don't mean to diminish it, but the comments of Joe Biden making gaffes, saying things stupid, tripping, are all important and all deserve to be aired and all deserve scrutiny. But as you know, Megyn, because even though you look 30 years younger than me, we're roughly the same age, Joe Biden has been saying stupid things for decades. Okay.
All right, we are done with this, guys. I think you guys get the point. I mean, now he's saying that Joe Biden has said stupid things for years, and it's like, dude, where the hell were you for 4 years? Are you Democrats just now waking up to the truth?